Hey guys, welcome to JasonWhiskyWise. I'm bringing you whiskey review number 43, where we're going to review the Macallan 12-year-old double cask, which is one I got in a tasting set for a tweet tasting. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, be sure to do so. I'll leave a link just down there, and pretty much that'll take you straight to my Twitter, and you can go and follow me. So the Macallan 12-year-old double cask is going to conclude the 12-year-old Macallan range that I'm currently tasting, and then I might do a comparative video in an upcoming video soon. But for now, I'm going to work on some more Japanese and some more Speyside whiskies for the upcoming videos. So, pour ourselves the dram. Let's begin with my review style structure. This one is a 12-year-old whiskey. It is bottled at an ABV of 40% ABV, and the cask selection used in this one are American oak cask and European sherry oak. So you've got the two different types giving it the double cask. So the actual distillery is the Macallan distillery, which you can see over here, and they are owned by the parent company, the Edrington Group. And they are located, the distillery is located in Speyside, Scotland. Very well known for their sherry whiskies. This is one also, another one which I'll be telling you through this video. Now, the price point of view, you're looking at around about £49 for the full-size bottle, which it doesn't sound too bad actually, but we'll come to our conclusion at the end of the video before making any pre-video conclusions. So anyway, to get on to exclusivity wise, no, it is not exclusive. You can pick this up everywhere, and I've seen it in many shops when I was in Scotland last week, and I've also seen it in the shops here in London. And in terms of caramel colouring, there is no caramel colouring, which we like to see, so brilliant to that. So anyway, next we're going to move into the actual assessment of the colour for this whiskey, and if I compare this, and if you guys can see that there, it does have quite a nice healthy colour to it. It's got a nice combination of sherry cask, and I'm going to go with, a gold on this one. It's got quite a nice colour to it, and it's not too light, but at the same time it's not too dark. So I'm just going to go with a consistent goldy note to it. So anyway, let's next move into the nose for this whiskey. So to begin the nosing of this actual whiskey, I did leave it for an extra 5 minutes before really getting into nosing it, and it does sort of develop quite a bit. And I do recommend taking a little bit of time with this whiskey. It does start off very nicely with a sort of vanilla ice cream with quite a creamy sort of note that gives you a mouth-watering sort of feel before you even tasted the whiskey. You're getting more as well of butterscotch, a little bit more of sweetener notes, so toffee apples playing themselves, a little bit of malted biscuits, and a bit of dry fruits play themselves in the background with more citrus zing. I'm going to go with more a dried orange because that's the first thing that comes to mind when I nose that sort of citrusy note. It's nothing bitter like a grapefruit, and it's not too citrusy like a lemon. It's more towards a dried orange. Dried orange slices because it's cut. So anyway, next let's move into the palate for this whiskey. So into the palate. To start things on the palate for this whiskey, wow, a lot of spices going into this one, but at the same time quite a nice rich mouthfeel. The longer you leave it on the palate, it does develop from that medium to a medium full texture, quite viscous on the palate. Instantly greeted with the spices, more towards cinnamon, nutmeg, grated nutmeg, spiced oranges. You know, when you get cloves and you poke it in sort of towards winter time, you get cloves and you put them into an orange and give that spiced orange marmalade feel. And then the texture still is developing on the palate, even though I've already drank the whiskey. More sherried fruits are coming into play. I'm going to have a second sip because I'm getting a little bit of a sort of dried oak, which is sort of drying out the palate. So second sip, and we'll get some more note. So continuing on from that slight dry oaky note, still quite mouth-watering. I'm picking out a little bit of mocha notes, dark chocolate, and very rich dark chocolate, but not too bitter. I'd say around about that 80 to 90% range. Quite chewy still, sort of sitting there in the sides and my jawline, and then it's sort of working into a slight bittery note, just right on the end. But still quite getting those stewed fruits, so really, really enjoyable. So we've got a little bit left, we're going to assess the finish and come to our overall conclusion on the whiskey. So into the finish for this whiskey, it does have a very nice, long, fruity mouthfeel, which just keeps developing the longer it remains there. The spice notes have already finished off, and you're getting a slight bitter note of that sort of mocha dark chocolate, but That does finish very quickly, and then the fruity notes are back in, and the sort of sweeter, more towards honey, Mayuka honey is sort of staying there right onto the finish of this whiskey and just sort of rolling all over the palate, giving it a very nice long finish. So I'm going to give my rating for this whiskey and then give you guys my overall comments. And I'm giving this one quite a nice rating. Hopefully it will stand up. So I'm going to give it an 89 out of 100. I think this is just, fantastic whiskey. You've got complexity, you've got those fruity flavors, offering it, lots of different combinations of stewed fruits. There's sweeter notes from the vanilla, a little bit of the malted biscuits from the nose. Into the palate, you're getting spices and the fruitier notes coming back, a little bit of citrus, a bit of bitter notes with the dark chocolate. It just has so much to offer in this whiskey. And at the pricing point of view, you're looking at around about £50, £49 for the full-size bottle. I think that is an absolute bargain compared to the other 12-year-olds, which I will do a comparative video, but you guys will already know my opinion right now. The double cask is just truly, really great whiskey. And the longer you actually leave this one, or if you add water, water just brings out more fruitier notes. The longer you leave it, it's like you're discovering more and more, and this whiskey has just so much to offer. So by all means, let me know if you have tried the double cask, but so far out of the 3 Macallans I've tried from the 12-year range, this by far is my favorite. So I'm giving it 89 out of 100, and let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Check out the other 2 videos, which will be here, the Fine Oak and the Sherry Oak, and then be sure to click the subscribe button if you're new to stay up to date with more upcoming YouTube videos. This has been Jason WhiskyWise, and I'll catch you all for the next video.